justice for all. Please remain standing as the Honorable Carla Sanders gives the invocation.
Almighty God, we acknowledge that you hold us to account for the way we legislate and administer the affairs of our township and its fine people. We pray for your guidance as we do so. We pray that you will find us protecting the rights of all at all times, that our community and this nation will fulfill all of your purposes. Amen.
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 Clerk Sanders, please take the roll.
Treasurer Kavanaugh? Here. Clerk Sanders here. Trustee Jackson? Here. Trustee Reese?
Here.
Trustee Taylor? Here. Trustee King?
Here.
Supervisor McCray?
Here. Quorum is present. The next is the approval of the agenda. I just am asked that consent number 4 gets moved to new business 3. That's okay? If there's no objection, then there should be a motion to approve the amended agenda.
To the chair,
Trustee Reese.
I move approval of the amended agenda.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have citizen comments, and the first one I have is Sarah Steinberg. Frank? Is Sarah Steinberg here? Okay. Next is Lisa Newby. That's correct, Newby?
Yes.
Please go up to the microphone. Name and address for the record, and this, for those that may be here the first time, the citizen comments is a listening exercise for the township board, so you have 3 minutes to talk about whatever you want. This is an interaction, we just listen to you. So, ma'am, you're up.
Okay. Hello, my name is Lisa Newby, and I'm at address 25832 Joy Road. I am meeting with you guys today to discuss a zoning concern. We are right next to a facility of the same nature as ours. I did email everyone. I believe you guys received it. I am here because the zoning, I feel, is unsustainable. It's not functional, and can for sure, it's not if, but when, be a danger to the children and families. I read a little bit about you, Ms. Jackson. So, Ms. Jackson, I know that in your time, it was a passion of yours once before to make sure that things get repaired that needed to be fixed in your community at one point. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to be proactive. I can see something getting ready to happen, and I don't think that when we're dealing with children that we should be reactive to these situations. I know right now, because nothing has happened, that you think nothing will happen. But I'm telling you right now, I've been in this profession for over 13 years. I did in-home, and I worked my way up to center. And even when I was an in-home facility, I had more than 3 parking spaces to accommodate, at that time, just 12 children. The facility next door to me will have every bit of 20-plus children. Even if they had 15, it doesn't work. So what I am saying is, it's not about a rule breaking or any of that. I understand that this is okay for you guys, right? But I'm telling you that it's not okay, and they should have appropriate parking for what it is that they're trying to do. And it's going to create a hostile environment because we work with kids. We don't manage parking spaces. So if something happens out there, it's out of our hands. So that's why I trust you guys, people who are professional, educated, been living a lot longer than me, should be able to kind of like see these things and know that it doesn't work. It's so bad that if you just come out and take a look at it, you can see that it doesn't work. My current facility has, I believe, 8 parking spaces. That's just for families. But my staff also have a good 7 to 8 parking spaces. And then I have another center that's right next door where we can, you get what I'm saying? This facility it has 3 parking spaces for families in the front. And then they have legitimately, in my opinion, 2 parking spaces in the back. After that, they would have to park directly behind each other, which makes no sense at all, you know? It's not sustainable. And if staff have to leave out to let other staff out, who's watching the kids? So I just need you guys to understand that I sit here with 13 plus years of experience. I'm college educated in this field. I know what I'm talking about, and I need you guys to trust that I know what I'm talking about. And it doesn't, I know, Ms. Jackson, you emailed, it has nothing to do with it being the same nature. This is what I do. I know other people who do what I do,
Thank
you know, so.
Thank you, Ms. Newton.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ryan Bednowski, is that close?
Close enough.
Okay, hey, Ryan.
Hi, my name is Ryan. Address is 12831 Brady. I'm being cited for my front yard vegetable garden. I'm being told I'm violating ordinance section 3.05, front yard use. Any portion of a residential zoning lot lying in front of a building line shall be used only for ornamental purposes and nothing other than trees, shrubs, ornamental lighting fixtures, and decorative fencing shall be placed, erected, or planted thereon. One or two of the neighbors complained about rodents and deer. The garden could attract just as many rodents in the backyard versus the front yard. The reality is that my garden attracts many beneficial insects and pollinators, provides healthy food for my family, is carefully maintained, and improves the appearance of my property. I feel discriminated against. There are many of other people in Redford who have front yard raised beds and aren't being cited. I've started a petition to allow front yard gardens. Westland allows vegetable gardens in the front yard. I spoke with the supervising officer and got it in writing that there would be nothing that I know of that would prohibit that as long as it's not in the right of way. I spoke with the Livonia Building Department and they don't disallow gardens. Section 7.13, any portion of a residential lot in front of the front building line shall be used for landscaping purposes only and nothing shall be placed thereon except for trees, shrubs, and items of similar nature. Items of similar nature could include a well-maintained garden. Florida and Illinois have right-to-garden laws, both stating the following. The legislature intends to encourage the development of sustainable cultivation of vegetables and fruits at all levels of production, including for personal consumption as an important interest to the state. And except as otherwise provided by law, a county, municipality, or other political subdivision of the state may not regulate vegetable gardens on residential properties. Any such local ordinance or regulation regulating vegetable gardens on residential properties is void and unenforceable. Detroit allows front yard vegetable gardens as long as they're maintained and cultivated. All premises and exterior property shall be maintained free of weeds and plant growth in excess of 8 inches and from all noxious weeds, but it does not prohibit plant growth in the exterior areas where flowers and gardens are maintained and cultivated. Points of why I should continue. A few packet of seeds costing less than $20 can produce enough vegetables for a year's worth of eating, promotes social connection within the neighborhood, it improves air quality, reduces stress, increases property value. My garden's well maintained. Other states and municipalities have laws that allow front yard gardens, and it works for them. Many other residents want this. And my request today for the trustees is to clarify why vegetable gardens are considered a violation under the current township code, consider updating or interpreting ordinances so that residents can maintain front yard gardens without fear of citations, and promote Redford as a community that supports sustainability, healthy eating, and pride in property upkeep.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Jen Mansfield.
Good evening, Honorable Board. I know I'm in the police uniform, but today I am here representing One Redford, and I am thrilled to announce that we are bringing back the Make a Senior Smile program again this year. Last year was the first time we kind of brought it back after a few years' break, and this time we're getting started a little bit earlier, which is great because that means we're going to have more impact. So on the back table, there's some flyers back there, and what you have is 2 ways that you can get involved. First, you can nominate a neighbor, a senior who needs their leaves raked. You know, they don't have anybody able-bodied at home to help them out, all that good stuff. There's a QR code there for all the fancy folks. The second part, is we're looking for volunteers because we want to rake leaves, but we need manpower. So there's another QR code back there that you can come out, rake some leaves. It's a great family event if you want to bring your kids out so they can learn the value and impact of volunteer work. Just anybody under the age of 16 needs to have an adult with them. So we're really excited. That date is November 8th. That is a Saturday. And basically, our team will meet at, I'm calling it Make a Senior Smile headquarters, i.e. our community center. And we're going to meet there at 8:30 in the morning. We're going to get ourselves organized, grab some coffee, a snack. Then we're going to get our assignments, and out we go. We are going to go rake some leaves. When you come back in, we're going to have lunch at noon, and we've already got some great sponsors, and Marco's providing us lunch, and Township Hardware across the street is already donating bags to us. So I'm very excited to have community support in this, and I hope to see you guys there as well. Thank you, and my partner, Mr. Dennis, has something to say.
I had to jump on this because I was a little bit late, and I wanted, sorry about that. I want to just throw kudos to all the volunteers that helped out this weekend at Oktoberfest. This could not occur without these hardworking folks on the festival committee and all of the volunteer organizations out there. I first would like to thank the people on the festival committee, which is Kathy Anderson, Kim Barrow, Missy Garrett, Tim Young, Michelle Mancini, Deirdre Hope, Sam Fox, Nancy McLean, obviously Roger Walker, who just does all kinds of wonderful things, and myself, who's also on it. I don't think I missed anybody. I'd also like to say thank you to the Redford JCs that were a very big help on serving the food. RAL that served, not RAL, is it Teresa? RL3, excuse me, that helped, I can't remember, it was RAL. RL3, St. Val's Women's Club, St. Val's Men's Club, Redford Goodfellows, Kim and Brian Taylor were a huge help on Friday night selling tickets. Just all kinds of other folks, Paul Garrett doing the tractor, Elise Julian, she's also on it. Her father, almost forgot Elise. So there's a whole lot more. I was going to have this written down. That's what I was typing for. So, but it was a great weather, great event. It was our 19th annual Oktoberfest, and I just want to thank everyone who showed up this weekend. And when you showed up on Monday, some of you saw it was pretty cleaned up already. We stayed here late to make sure the parking lot was in very good shape. So next year we'll see you all there, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
To the chair,
Treasurer Kavanaugh.
just a quick question for Chief. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
You will supply rakes and gloves?
I will have some rakes on hand. I do not have gloves on hand. We highly encourage the volunteers to bring their own favorite gear, because everybody's usually got them, but we do have some on hand.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
Yep.
Thank you. That's it.
Just checking before I go sit down.
We'll wait to get there and call you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call you back.
I think I'm low on steps.
Okay, next I have a special presentation for a 4-year-old girl, Sky Blue. So let me read this. Sky Blue 2025 Children's Congress Youth Delegate. Redford resident Sky Blue was one of 170 youth delegates who made up the 2025 Children's Congress. The delegates traveled to Washington, D.C. to urge Congress to renew the special diabetes program. The youth delegates were from all 50 states and 3 foreign countries. Charter Township of Redford proudly recognizes Sky Blue for her courageous efforts in raising awareness about type 1 diabetes, T1D. Sky was selected as one of 4 Michigan delegates for the 2025 Breakthrough T1D Children's Congress. She was one of 3 delegates who are 4 years old. During her visit to Capitol Hill, Sky attended Senator Collins' committee hearing titled "A Future Without Type 1 Diabetes, Accelerating Breakthroughs and Creating Hope." She also met with representatives from the office of Senator Peters, Representative Tlaib, and Senator Slotkin. While in Washington DC, Sky also participated in the unveiling of the new Mattel Barbie, Type 1 Diabetes T1D, a meaningful moment in representation and advocacy. Upon returning to Michigan, Sky was interviewed by WDIV Channel 4 at a local news station. We commend Sky for her inspiring advocacy, and are proud to see her one of our own making a meaningful impact. So let me get this, come on up here, Sky, bring your family if you'd like. There we go. Come on, stand up here. This is for you. Good job. All right.
All right, look over here.
You got it? Go ahead. They can get you because you're on TV.
Thank you, everybody. I love it so much. When I was Type 1 diabetes, I was 3, and I'm so excited to have this party.
Thank you. Next, we have the department report. Teresa Stokes, our director.
Good evening, Honorable Board. Can you hear me on this? Okay. So before you in your packet is my annual Department of Leisure Services report. So on page 1, I didn't take out the word 8 instead, but there is 10 full-time staff. We were able to expand and hire our recreation program manager and or not recreation program, it's our recreation coordinator in just recently. So Ty will be coming to the board meeting in the next couple months, so you guys can all get to meet him as well. So we do have 10 full-time staff, 2 part-time, and then numerous seasonal staff that work throughout the year. Those are broken down into the various categories. So the senior and veteran staff, our park staff and central maintenance, and then obviously our leisure services, recreation staff. The senior and veterans coordinator will work 4 days at the community center. We're going to call it this Community Senior Center in January. And then 1 day will be at the new Recreation and Wellness Center. And then our recreation coordinator will flex between both to help her out as well. And then additional part-time staffing, our buildings and activities assistants and our building and activities supervisors will be hired for the new Recreation and Wellness Center, pending that you approve that position tonight. Our recap for leisure services, so our programming continues to grow with our new senior advisor coordinator. She has really taken off running. She just passed about 7 months here. So if you have not met her, please do so. She is amazing. Our fall classes from 24 till current, we've had over 4,500 registrations with programming and special events. Pretty similar to last year, but we do see with the increase in programming, these will start to increase as well. The 2025 summer internship program is coming to a close at the end of the month. We were able to hire 5 staff in this year. We still have 3 that are continuing to work over at the community center. In all, we get about $20,000 from the Wayne County Integrated Health. Yes, Integrated Health. Our summer food program came to a close in mid-August. Sites were the same, so we had 5. They were down slightly. This year, we only gave away about 5,500 meals. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I'm hoping that there's more resources out there, so people are getting additional resources from several of those. But we'll continue to offer this program through the township throughout the years. And then we did, if you've seen, launched a new online registration system. So it is fully activated now. It's called Civic Rec. So anyone that is looking to register for any classes or special events, you will now need to create an account. And then you can go ahead and go online and register for those via your credit card, debit card. If you don't want to do that, you can always still come in and visit us at the center and register in person with us as well, because we can do that. Dial-A-Ride, as you know, was awarded their FTA grant in July of 2024. We are still waiting for our buses to come. We are told that they are slowly trickling in. They actually bundled them with their 2025 recipients as well to order them all at the same time, so we've been waiting. But they said as soon as they come in, they just have to make sure that they're all outfitted with Smart's logos and everything, and then we'll hopefully be receiving them. They're saying maybe end of October, so that would be great that we can get our new fleet in for our Dial-A-Ride. Dial-A-Ride also launched its new scheduling system in September of 2025. The scheduling system is now where our riders can access on an app, so they can go ahead and schedule their rides on this app. You can still call in for those that aren't tech savvy to be able to put on with our dispatcher, but it's working really well. It's actually helping to create more efficiency with where our drivers are going, to be able to schedule how long each ride is taking to be picked up, dropped off. So they have been working very closely in hand with the VIA team. They're very accommodating with us. Any questions that they have, they just are a phone call away. And then our Dial-A-Ride operations have remained consistent. We've serviced over 2,000 rides from mid-April through July of 2025. With the new scheduling system, we're able to accommodate more, so we will start seeing that increase as well. And then finally, our senior services, as I mentioned, continue to expand. Sydney was able to bring back our new senior picnic, and expanded it to a senior expo. They had over 150 seniors and 35 plus vendors that attended this. And then each month she's bringing additional trips and activities are being added for that. So they are going downtown. They are going to the Packard Proving Grounds. They have a Christmas bakery tour coming up. So she's really looking at expanding the services. And then onto our Parks and Glenhurst Golf Course. So summer 2025, extremely busy as well. With our 3 full-time staff and 1 seasonal staff, they maintained and prepped over 500 outside group rentals, games, and activities. They are the Farmington Cricket Club, Redford Livonia Little League, Detroit Men's Baseball League, and Redford Union High School Baseball. So throughout the season from May through September, staff also had about approximately 100 shelter and park rentals. It continues to be steady throughout the years, and with all of our additions that we're having over at Handy Park, we're really seeing that park be the prime center that people like to go ahead and book at. Our partial funding, the $750,000 from the MADC grant, the pickleball courts are now finished over at the park. It looks wonderful. They have been getting a lot of play over there. They've been actually being advertised in several surrounding communities, groups to come and play pickleball here because it's such a nice facility. And then the remainder of that funding, as you approved a couple meetings ago, will go for a new playscape over at Claude Allison Park. So I was given the information that it should be coming in at the end of October. So our staff will be starting to pull out that equipment there. Depending on how the weather is, it will depend whether it gets installed before winter or if it's going to be installed in the spring. As I mentioned, we filled the last part, our full-time parks maintenance staff in June of 2025. So we're now fully staffed in our parks department for full-time staffing. And then Glenhurst, their current rounds of golf from April through August are 33,586, just slightly lower than last year, but the weather has been great, so hopefully, except for the rain that's coming tomorrow, hopefully they'll continue to go ahead and expand those as well. They're doing a great job over at Glenhurst. So, and then our final one, which was going to kind of lead into this special presentation, Robert was unable to make it today, so I'm actually going to do that presentation if that's okay. So you want me to just go on with that part?
To continue on, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So September dashboard and update for the Recreation and Wellness Center project. I am happy to say that we are still on budget and still on track. So If you look at the projected budget, it's still the $23,100,000. Our forecasted and estimated complete is right on target. We're not seeing anything that is going over, and then we still have about 1.69 million in unallocated reserves. So in case anything additional comes up, if we receive any additional tariffs that might come up or anything, but they have been doing a great job at staying within budget and staying on time. We completed our Wayne County funding allocation, which was a $6.5 million. We finished that before the 10/31/25 deadline. So we have now completed that portion of the project. We are now starting to move on to expending the HUD funding through the CFP grant, which was a $2 million, and then our final $2 million of grant funding will be with our LEO grant, and that will be expended after we spend that, and that's at $2 million. So our September activities, the gym flooring installation began. The gym flooring is down. It looks beautiful. They still are having to obviously sand it and finish that up, but it looks wonderful. The splash pad underground detentions were installed. Locker room core tile complete. Spa tile work completed. Begin the millwork installations, sidewalk installations. Berm drains are being installed, ceiling installations, interior finishings are going on, and then finishing the splash pad permits and the splash pad concrete pour. October, they're really starting to gear up. We're seeing a lot of movement now. So now that all that framework is done, they're starting to do a lot of the internal finishes. Beginning the ceiling installations, the elevator will be going in shortly, and then continuing the plumbing and electrical installations. And then once we get into November, we'll start looking into the technology. The fitness equipment will start being placed, the furniture, office furniture all around the center, and then the playscape installation as well. So they really wanted to wait till the very end of the project to install a lot of that, so that way there wasn't any dust and it just sits there and, you know, there's just more prone to have something happen. So we're really excited. They have been great partners. The other side are the updated, Robert included both what the renderings looked like previous and then also what they are now. Obviously, it's not completely finished, but you can see how very close they are with that. So does anyone have any questions?
Questions from the board? All I can say is that this group has worked very well and very hard together. I want the board to just give some thoughts and maybe going over again sometime in the beginning of October to walk through and see how the progress is going if you so desire. That'd be something we look forward to do. But it is coming along well, and it's going to come in, I believe, within budget or under budget, unless something happens that we don't even know about. But my understanding is the farther along we get in the project, the less chance for major costs, because they usually happen at the beginning. So kudos to all the people who are on that team that they continue to work on this for a couple of years now or so, right in there. It's kind of exciting when you see it on a piece of paper and then you actually start seeing it happening. It's what a marvelous thing. I think the township's going to be very proud of this. I know on the board we should be very proud of this for a very, very long time. So questions from the board? Thank you, Teresa.
Yep, and I just want to show, if anyone has not received their brochure yet in the mail, it should be coming soon. They were delivered to the post office maybe a little over a week ago. So if they're not there, they are always online. It's online prior to this, so you can definitely go on there and take a look. And then also there's cards are going around, so if you have not seen them, these are the membership and pricing for the new Recreation and Wellness Center. Feel free to take a look. Those are also, memberships can be purchased as well online, so you can do that as well. So, thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. Consent agenda items. Treasurer Kavanaugh.
Thank you, Supervisor McCray. I move to approve the consent agenda items as follows. The minutes of the regular meeting of September 9th of 2025. The warrant list of bills as of September 16th of 2025 in the amount of $4,176,551.30. The first quarter investment earnings report, April 1st of 2025 through June 30th of 2025 on file for audit.
Support.
Been moved to support. Any questions about the consent? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Director Dennis.
Supervisor, Honorable Board. Tonight, I am asking the board to approve a sewer lining contract from SAK Construction LLC. The city of Livonia released a sewer lining contract in 2024, and they got a very good bid back from a very or a very good company. And so what's been occurring is that we're hoping to get into a cooperative purchasing that other communities are also jumping on the same contract. That the city of, or excuse me, I should say, Canton Township, Northfield Township, it's in your packet. I think the city of Allen Park, Dearborn, and the city of Dearborn, just name a few, have all been granted to do this cooperative purchasing through this contract. The company, SAK Construction, has offered us the same services at the same price, which are close to 50% less than the company we've been talking to a little bit, has been helping us out, that works for the county. And they give us a menu. So basically, when we have a project, we can say we have a 12-inch pipe that we need to get 300 feet worth of lining done. It's on the menu, and we can look at it and say, okay, it's going to be, $21,000. And so, we've also done the same process in 2013 and 2017, which actually with the old companies, there's a parent company that's buying up a lot of these companies now, and we have done this before with Inliner, another company called Granite, and now SAK has purchased a lot of these companies as well. They have great pricing, good work. The gentleman who's in charge of this has worked for the other two companies. And so he is their VP, I guess you could say. But they do very good work. We were very happy. So this contract was from last year in 2024. They've extended the same contract to us for 3 years starting right now with an extra 2 years at fixed pricing. So in essence, 5 years, even the contract is already 1 year old with Livonia. So I was hoping that the board would allow us to jump onto this cooperative purchasing to honor the same agreement and terms, and it would be a period for 3 years with an option for 2 additional years at fixed unit pricing. The board has also already approved the budget for the sewer lining that we do annually. It's already in our annual budget. We obviously will not go over that, and this year was at $1 million. And we already spent about $200,000 of that. So we have some projects that are already lining up that we would like to start doing.
Questions from the board?
To the chair.
Treasurer Kavanaugh.
Mike, with the 3 years for sure, when do you let them know that you need or that we need an additional 2?
We'll come back in 28, and do my math there, 2028, we would come back to the board and say, we'd like to tack on these extra 2 years. We'll come back to the board with that option at that time.
Okay.
Yes,
All right, thank you.
no problem.
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor.
Mike, just to simplify the understanding, so this is just kind of like an open line of credit. You go to them when you need something up to your budget level that we've agreed to for that year. So it's just kind of a piecemeal servicing as you need, as needed.
It could be a 10-inch, a 16-inch pipe. It's usually the work behind, folks' homes with the, sanitary sewers. This is the better ways. Obviously, we don't want to rip out sewers. The sewer lining helps seal them back up, give them strength, and gives them longer lifespan.
And so I guess the question is that there's no minimum or maximum to this contract for spending. It's just you're committing to using them for this work.
When we need this work.
When you need it done.
Yes. Yeah.
When and if you need it done.
It seems like in prior years, we've had probably anywhere between 6 and 8, 6 and 10, maybe a little bit more. When we do a system each year, it's called the SL RAT. I think we've come up here and spoke about it, where we put this reader, the sonic, on one end and the other of it, and it reads it back and forth to give us how the sewer is. We videotape them to see if they're getting, instead of circle, they're getting oblong. If we see cracks, and if we do see those, then that goes onto a list. Then we'll send them out, they'll prep it, say it's 100 feet. This company will go down, there's a line item for prep per foot, and then they take the measurements, they put them down there, it blows up, and it seals up the entire pipe.
And that's from the main line out in the road to the house?
It's from the sanitary sewer access going down. It's all sealed up from there, coming down, and then if we have to go, say, to the north, it'll go from that access to the north. You know, 80 feet, wherever it is determined. It could be, 300 feet, and it'll be multiple sections.
Okay.
So, but it's all right here based on the pipe size, the length. It's very good to see, because then we can budget. If we have some, like, hey, we have some coming up, we already know coming back to the board, when we come to the board for our budget in June, exactly, hey, we think we got about 10 projects coming up, and maybe we need 900,000 instead, it's a little bit less, or we need 1.2, because we can see these projects lined up. They work in other cities, so when we're dealing with them, we have in the past, we try to mobilize them so they're here for a few weeks. Instead of them jumping here and then Livonia and then Canton Northville doing one project, they'll try to do as many as possible while they're here.
And because of the nature of the work, competitive bidding is not required?
No, it isn't, because we don't know if we're doing one project each time, it would be a separate bid each and every time. This is the good way, this is the better way to do this. It is a menu, and all communities are doing this. Like I said before, we've piggybacked on this, on Livonia's bid for the last 12 years.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
No problem.
To the chair.
Treasurer Kavanaugh.
All right. How long do the liners last?
Hoping 40, 50 years at least. If not, everyone has their own opinion, if not longer.
Okay,
Yeah.
just wanted the information out there.
There'll probably be a new product in 20 years, and they'll start doing, instead of this, they'll do something else. They've actually, the same company has tried to, just real quick, on lead lines, they've tried to do, instead of taking the lead line out, blowing the same type of product through the lead line, which is safe, but the state won't allow it, so they put like a 1-inch piece, they blow the same thing in, and it would pop, and then it would be safer, but the state wants the lead service line out of the ground, they don't want to keep it in there. So it's almost the same, because they're coming up with different techniques for all the different type of products out there.
Good, oh, thank you.
Yep.
For using the liner, that means we're saving a lot of money and not digging everything up.
Oh,
A
we've
lot.
had to dig a few out, and yes,
Yeah.
it's a monster project when you're in the
Yeah.
backyard, taking out fencing
Yeah.
and making a hole 10 by 10 in
Yeah.
both yards, and yes, that's why this is such a
good deal.
great procedure, because we don't have to disturb, someone's garden,
Right.
garage, et cetera.
To the chair.
Trustee Jackson.
Mike, are your projects primarily repair or maintenance?
Both.
So it's whichever.
We do sections each year, we do districts, and we do a whole section, and we will do this SLRAT that we call, and it goes through, and then we'll see what's bad, and if it's something that is probably can't be saved by this, then yeah, we'll have to do a bigger project. Our intention is to do this beforehand, so we can just do sewer lining and not have to tear up sanitary sewer lines. So most of it, I would say 95% of it is maintenance and not repair. I think the last repair we made was in about 2020, and there was an issue in the back, and we had a minor one about a year and a half ago.
So you technically or probably have a maintenance schedule.
Every year, absolutely. We assess first, see what's any issues in there. We do have spot where, say we have a sanitary sewer line at 5 at Inkster, and we're doing somewhere in South Redford. We'll add that to the list, because we'll get over there because something has changed. We'll go over and say, yep, we have this area, we got to do an 80 by 200, 80 foot this way and 200 that way, and we would add that in on top of what we're already maintaining.
Other questions from the board? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Jackson.
I move approval to enter into an agreement through cooperative purchasing to provide sanitary sewer rehabilitation services as needed. Funding will be allocated from Fund 492, the Water Department.
Support.
supported by Treasurer Kavanaugh. So the motion is for approval to enter in an agreement through the cooperative purchasing to provide sanitary sewer rehabilitation services as needed. Funding will be allocated from Fund 592, Water Department. Any other questions? Roll call vote.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you all. Have a
Mr.
good night.
Ness.
Appreciate it.
Director Stokes.
Good evening again. Before you is, we are requesting that you take action to approve the creation of the Building and Activities Assistant in the Leisure Services Department. So this is in preparation of the new Rec and Wellness Center opening. We wanted to make sure that we had the appropriate positions created in order to be able to fully staff the facility. So we have a position already that is created, that is the building supervisor. And this one is going to be, if approved, it would be the Leisure Service Building and Activities Assistant. So we made it so that you could be 16 years of age or older for this position, and they would basically assist with the supervision there as well. They'd be able to help at the front desk, they'd be able to help with activities that are in the building, set up, tear down of different like rooms and activities and stuff like that. So we did take this in front of the Civil Service Commission on September 3rd. It was approved by them, so we're coming to you for approval. This will be a MAPE position, part-time, and the starting rate would be $15 an hour, and obviously based on the union contract, that's how the pay increase would be each year.
Questions from the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor.
Teresa, this position directly under the building supervisor?
They would be at the same time. So it's, we always want to make sure that there's somebody that's 18 years of age or older, which is the
That was going to be my
prerequisites
leading
of-
question
Yes.
for the 16.
Yeah, so the building supervisor has to be at least 18 years of age or older, which is already currently in that position. So this one, we had it so that way, you know, if they were 16, we could start offering jobs for those that are younger as well. Currently, we don't have a lot of positions in our township that are open to that age. So we think that this just will provide a little bit more opportunities for those in our community.
So at no time will this individual be responsible for the building on their own without
There'll be a
presence of somebody
building-
18 and older in the.
Correct. And just because it says starting age is 16 doesn't mean that, you know, we might have somebody that wants to just be a building assistant that maybe 25 or 55. So it just depends on what position that they're applying for, but it gives us that leeway.
And will they be bouncing back and forth from the new rec center to the community center, or is this strictly for the rec?
So it's created for both places because they're, currently we're scheduled to be open at the old facility on Mondays and Thursdays as well. So we can accommodate community group meetings still, their overflow, things like that. So based on the needs of that facility, some will be scheduled down there, some will be scheduled at the new center.
How many are you looking to hire under this new title?
We're not quite sure on the exact number. It's going to depend on what hours people are available. So we said about three to five, but it could depend because if we can only get somebody that wants to work, you know, a couple days a week, then, you know, we might have to fill in more with that. So we do have the budget that was approved, and that's all allocated in there based on the amount of hours that we need.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions from the board? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair,
Trustee Reese.
I move approval of the creation of a building and activities assistant position in the Leisure Services Department.
Support.
Supported by Clerk Sanders. So the motion is for approval of the creation of a building and activities assistant position in the Leisure Service Department. Are there any other questions? Give me a roll call on this, please.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, Teresa.
Thanks.
last but not least, our new business number 3 is appointment of the third Police and Fire Civil Service Commissioner. Are one of the current commissioners going to speak on this or not? A microphone though.
Yeah, I think Leo Stage is our suggested appointment. As you know, the third commissioner is appointed by the other 2 existing commissioners. And Randall and I have both decided that Leo's an appropriate candidate, and we ask your approval of that.
Okay. And we're just receiving, because you guys get to pick. But Mr. Snake, would you like to come up and say a couple words before we?
Thank you very much, Supervisor McCray. I'd like to thank John and Randall for entrusting in me. I look forward to serving with them on the Police and Fire Civil Service Commission. Hopefully, there's not a lot of issues, because no news is good news in that type of position. But it's a great opportunity to serve the community, which you all know me very well over the years, and anything I can do, I love to help out, and I really do appreciate this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So like you said, the other 2, the 2 other commissioners appoint this one, so this was under consent agenda because all we're doing is receiving and filing because I get to choose. So congratulations. Thank you for a good selection. And I think the 3 of you will do a fine job. Announcements from the board.
To the chair.
Trustee Reese.
I just want to reiterate for the residents, on your agendas, there's a QR code, that little box on the bottom of the page. So anytime you come to one of these meetings and you go, what are they talking about when we're looking at photos or budget items, that's all available in the e-packet, which is at that. So you just point the camera of your smartphone at that and you can view that link. So just want to keep encouraging you to plug in any way you can, and we'd love to provide information and help as you do that. Thank you.
Other announcements from the board? I only have one. I just want to take this opportunity to wish my wife a happy birthday. Tomorrow's the day. I'll be spending a lot of time cooking and cleaning and doing all that good stuff to make her happy. So no other business before the board. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.